Most people assume business class has one real price, and you either pay it or you don't. But airlines don't price it that way. The same seat on the same flight can sell for wildly different amounts just because of a few hidden rules in their pricing system. And no, this isn't some sketchy trick or anything that breaks the rules. It's about using the options airlines already publish, but don't make obvious. In this video, I'll show you the business class loophole that can drop the cost from painful to actually doable using timing, smart routing, upgrade offers, and a couple of search moves most people never touch. If you're willing to be flexible in the right places, you can get the premium seat without paying the premium price. Number 1. Why business class prices look random. Business class isn't priced like a normal product where there's the price and that's it. Airlines run it on a dynamic system that changes based on demand, competition, and who they think is buying. Picture a stack of price tiers for the exact same seat. The seat doesn't change. The tier does. Airlines split the cabin into fare buckets, basically price levels, and each bucket has its own rules: how refundable it is, whether you can change dates, whether you earn full miles, and whether upgrades are allowed. You'll often see a letter code in the fare details. It's the airline's internal label for that tier. Two people can sit side by side because they bought different fare products, not because they got lucky. Corporate travelers tend to buy flexible fares because meetings move and companies don't want penalties. Leisure travelers usually want the lowest price and can be flexible. Airlines know that, so they keep flexible business fares high and only open cheaper business tiers when they need to pull in price-sensitive travelers. Route competition matters too. If several airlines are fighting on one city pair, prices get pushed down.
If there's little competition or it's a high-demand route, airlines can keep prices high longer. There's also inventory protection, meaning the airline may hold back cheaper tiers because it's betting late bookers will show up and pay more. And then there are contract fares. Some companies, tour operators, and travel agencies have negotiated rates that never show up in basic searches. None of this is personal. It's math. The practical mindset shift is this. Don't ask, what does business class cost? Ask, which price tier is available today and what rules come with it? Once you think that way, the rest of the tactics, timing, routing, upgrades, and alerts start to click.
Number 2. The timing window most people miss. For business class, book as early as possible is often the wrong instinct. When flights first open for sale, airlines commonly start high and wait. They want to see real demand before they give away discounted tiers. Closer to departure, revenue teams check the cabin and ask a blunt question. Are we selling enough premium seats at premium prices, or do we need to open cheaper buckets to avoid empty seats? That's why many long-haul routes often show better pricing a few months out rather than a year out. It's not a perfect rule and it depends on season, but the logic holds. Airlines discount when they feel pressure. You can also spot corporate-friendly pricing by the fare rules. Some expensive business fares are priced assuming short trips and last-minute changes, while cheaper business fares are priced around leisure patterns like staying over a weekend. Day of week matters because corporate travel has habits. Early Monday, late Thursday, and Friday evening often carry a convenience premium. Midweek and Saturday can be calmer, and pricing sometimes reflects it. Time of day can matter too. Overnight flights can be priced higher in premium cabins because sleep is valuable. Don't guess, track. Use a calendar view, set alerts, and watch the shape of pricing over time. You're looking for a real drop that signals a cheaper bucket opened, not a tiny daily wobble.
A useful habit is to start monitoring early, then plan to make a decision when the airline shows its hand. If you're traveling during peak weeks, you may not get big drops, so the win becomes spotting a fair price and locking it before it climbs again. Another timing lever is shoulder season, the weeks just before or after peak travel periods, when business demand and leisure demand both soften a bit. Prices often relax there without you having to gamble on last-minute booking. Timing isn't about being brave. It's about watching the airline's confidence.
When their confidence dips, prices follow. And that's when routing choices become your next lever. Number 3. Connections create legal price gaps. Non-stop business class is expensive because it's exactly what time-sensitive travelers want. Airlines charge a convenience premium for speed. The simplest way around that premium is allowing a connection. A one-stop itinerary can tap into totally different pricing because the airline is combining two segments that may have weaker demand in business class on at least one leg. You still get the premium seat and service on the long segment, but the total price can drop a lot. Connections also open the door to partner pricing. Sometimes the cheapest fare is on a partner airline selling the same journey under different buckets, or on a code share with a marketing airline priced the route more aggressively than the airline operating the plane. Another behind-the-scenes concept is married segments. Airlines sometimes price A to B to C as a package cheaper than A to B alone because they want to feed traffic through a hub. This is completely allowed as long as you fly the full itinerary exactly as ticketed. Skipping segments can break the fare rules. The practical move is to compare 3 options every time: non-stop, one-stop, and a one-stop through a hub with strong premium lounges. A layover isn't automatically miserable when you're traveling premium. Lounges can mean real food, showers in many airports, quiet seating, better Wi-Fi, and a place to reset. That turns extra time into recover time, which makes the money savings easier to accept. Also, look at connection length. Very short connections can be stressful and can increase the risk of misconnecting. Very long connections can waste the day unless the lounge situation is strong. A balanced connection can be the sweet spot where you save money without making the trip feel complicated.
Once you get comfortable with connections, the next move is upgrading your cabin without paying the full headline fare.
Number 4. Upgrades are a system, not a miracle. Many travelers assume the only way into business class is buying it outright. In reality, airlines try to sell upgrades in stages because any extra revenue on an unsold seat beats flying it empty. The clean version of this strategy is buy a fare that's upgrade eligible, then watch for offers as departure approaches. Eligibility is the whole game. The cheapest basic fares are often locked down and may not allow upgrades, changes, or even seat selection. Regular economy and premium economy usually give you more paths. Upgrade offers can show up in the airline app, by email, during online check-in, at a kiosk, or at the counter. Sometimes it's a fixed price, sometimes it's a bidding tool, and sometimes you can use miles. With bidding, don't think of it as an auction. Think of it as a way for the airline to test how much you'll pay for an empty seat. Cabin emptiness matters. If the seat map shows lots of open business seats close to departure, upgrade pricing often gets more reasonable. Just remember, seat maps aren't perfect. Airlines can block seats for operational reasons, so treat it as a clue, not proof. Premium economy can be a smart stepping stone because the jump from premium to business is sometimes cheaper than economy to business. Also consider where the value is. If your long-haul segment is overnight, a lie-flat seat can change the whole trip. If it's a short daytime flight, the upgrade might not be worth it.
One detail to always check. Some paid upgrades only upgrade the seat, not the full fare rules. That can affect lounge access, baggage, and mileage earning. Before you click Pay, read exactly what the offer includes so you're not surprised. If you want to be proactive without being annoying, check upgrade options about a week out, again at online check-in, and then one more time at the airport.
Sometimes the best prices appear when the airline is close enough to departure that it knows what's likely to remain unsold. And if you're traveling as a group, keep expectations realistic. Airlines are more likely to sell 1 or 2 cheap upgrades than 4 seats together. For tight budgets, it can be smarter to aim for an upgrade on the longest segment only, which leads directly into the next trick: changing your starting point. Number 5. Positioning flights change the math. Business class pricing is heavily tied to city pairs. A fare from a small airport to an overseas destination can be much higher than the fare from a major hub to that same destination, even if the long-haul flight is identical. That's why positioning is so powerful. You take a cheap, separate flight, often economy, to a big departure city. Then you start your premium itinerary from there. It can cut thousands off the price because you're buying the premium seat in a more competitive market. The safety rule is simple: build in time. Separate tickets don't protect you automatically if the first flight is delayed. Aim for a big buffer, and if you can, arrive the night before. Avoid the last flight of the day for your positioning leg, because if it cancels, there may be no backup. Also, plan around baggage. Carry-on only is ideal because you avoid rechecking and you reduce misconnect risk. If you must check a bag, plan time to pick it up and recheck it. And remember that some airports force you to clear immigration and customs even when you're just connecting. Nearby airports can do the same trick without a full positioning flight. Sometimes an airport 60 to 90 minutes away has much cheaper business class because airlines compete harder there. When you search, try nearby airports on both ends, and don't ignore secondary hubs. The point isn't to make travel harder. It's to start your expensive cabin in the place where the airline is most likely to discount it. Once you're willing to shift airports, you should also shift how you search, because the right tools make these combinations obvious. Number 6. Search tools that expose the cheap door. Airline pricing rewards people who search broadly and punishes people who search narrowly. So don't search one route on one date and call it research. Start with flexible date views so you can see the cheapest days across a week or a month. Then use filters on purpose. Non-stop only is convenient, but it hides the cheaper one-stop fares that often matter most. Test nearby airports, both for departure and arrival. If you're flexible on destination, search multiple cities at once and compare side by side. For Europe, the cheapest business class might land in one city, while your target city stays expensive. Then, you add a short train ride or a cheap regional flight afterward. Also, pay attention to mixed cabin results. Sometimes only one segment is business class, and the price looks great until you notice the long-haul piece isn't premium. That can be fine if it's a short leg, but you want to spot it before you buy. Another setting people forget is the alliance/airline filter. Limiting to one airline can hide a partner fare that's genuinely better. Use the multi-city search when you need to build your own connection, because it can reveal fares that don't show up in simple round-trip searches. Also, compare what you're comparing. Some business class fares are light versions with fewer perks, while others are fully flexible with extra value. You want to know which one you're looking at before you decide a deal is good. Set price tracking alerts and let the system work for you.
When you see a big drop, confirm it on the airline's own site because third-party prices sometimes change at checkout. Finally, compare round-trip pricing versus two one-ways. Many international business fares are cheaper as a round trip due to fare rules like minimum stay or weekend requirements. But two one-ways can let you mix airlines or fly premium one direction and save the other. When your search is wide enough, you'll start finding deals, but you still need to be plugged into the channels where airlines quietly release them. Number 7. Deals that don't show up in basic searches. Airlines run quiet discounts all the time, especially when they need to move premium inventory. Some are public sales, but many are targeted. Frequent flyer members, app users, email subscribers, or people who searched a route recently. Joining the airline's loyalty program is free, and it moves you into the group that gets notified first. App notifications matter because airlines love short sale windows. If you only check prices once a week, you'll miss the best drops. Another category is fare family promos, where business class is discounted under certain conditions, like including a weekend stay, booking within a certain window, or flying on less popular days. Those rules exist to separate leisure travelers from corporate travelers. When you match the leisure pattern, you can sometimes access leisure pricing in a premium cabin without doing anything shady. Also look for bundle pricing inside the airline's own ecosystem, like discounted upgrades packaged during booking or special member prices in the app. It helps to separate signal from noise because airlines send a lot of marketing, but only a small slice is a real premium cabin bargain. A simple setup is to create a dedicated email folder for airline messages and check it on a schedule so you don't miss short sales. You can also follow a few reputable fare deal trackers, but always verify the price on the airline or a well-known booking site before you enter payment details. If you book through a third party, make sure you actually receive a ticket number, not just a reservation code. The ticket number is what confirms the ticket was issued. You'll also hear about mistake fares, where a price looks wildly low because of an error. If you ever see one, treat it as unstable. Book only if you understand the cancellation terms. Don't make non-refundable plans until the ticket is confirmed, and assume it could be corrected. The real advantage is being ready. The airline won't announce, "We opened a cheaper bucket." You just need to recognize it when it appears. And if you want the biggest savings possible, the next layer is paying with points instead of cash.
Number 8. Points and miles without turning it into a hobby. Points can turn business class from expensive into mostly taxes and fees, but you don't need to obsess over it. The key idea is that award tickets are priced on a different system than cash tickets. Sometimes a cash fare is terrible, while the points price is reasonable, and sometimes it's the opposite. Flexibility is the biggest lever. Award availability can appear far in advance or close to departure, and it can change fast. Partner programs matter too. One airline might charge a high points price for its own flight, while a partner program charges fewer points for the exact same seat, because each program uses different pricing rules. That's why it's worth checking at least 2 programs that can book the same alliance. Also pay attention to fees. Some awards come with low points but high surcharges, and others are the opposite. The safe way to use transferable points is to search for award space first, then transfer points only when you're ready to book. Transfers are often one way, and you don't want points stuck in the wrong program. If you're an adult and you use credit cards responsibly, sign-up bonuses can speed this up, but the responsible part is non-negotiable. Never carry a balance just to chase points, and never spend extra money for rewards. If you don't want credit cards,
You can still earn points through flying, hotel transfers, and shopping portals, just slower. Points are not a replacement for timing and routing. They amplify those strategies when the numbers line up. After you book the deal, the last step is making sure the airport experience doesn't undo the comfort you just paid for. Number 9. Packing and security habits that save time. Getting a cheap premium seat is great, but sloppy airport logistics can cancel out the comfort. Pack for speed.
Keep liquids easy to reach, keep electronics accessible if your airport requires them out, and put a small seat kit in one pocket so you're not digging around on the plane. Charger, headphones, eye mask, any meds you need, and a pen for arrival forms if your destination still uses them. Keep a backup of important info offline on your phone, like your booking code, hotel address, and a screenshot of your boarding pass, because airport Wi-Fi can be unreliable at the worst moment. Carry an empty water bottle through security and fill it after. Staying hydrated is a simple comfort boost on long-haul flights. Wear layers, too, because lounge areas and cabins can swing from warm to freezing. Keep valuables and essentials in your carry-on, not your checked bag, because bags can be delayed and you don't want to be stuck without basics. Know the screening rules where you're flying. In the US, the Common Liquids Guideline is often described as 311, but rules vary by country and can change, so check your airport's latest guidance before you travel. Don't try to outsmart security. The fastest path is being organized so you don't trigger extra screening. A simple habit that helps is empty pockets before you reach the belt. Keep metal off you if possible, and use one bag for small items so nothing gets left behind. Remember basic safety rules. Spare lithium batteries and power banks generally belong in carry-on, not checked luggage, and sharp items belong in checked baggage if you're bringing them at all. If you travel often, trusted traveler programs and fast-track lanes can be a bigger upgrade than the seat itself because they reduce stress. Also remember the carry-on reality. Different airlines enforce different size and weight limits, and low-cost carriers can be strict. If you're positioning on a separate ticket, pack to the tightest limits so you don't get hit with surprise fees at the gate. And finally, understand what's included with your business class ticket or upgrade. Priority security and lounge access can be part of the value, but only if you know how to use it. Number 10. What airlines hate and what actually works. There are tactics airlines truly hate because they break fare rules, like hidden city ticketing, throwaway segments, or any pattern designed to skip parts of the itinerary. Those can lead to canceled tickets, lost miles, or flagged accounts, and they're not reliable if you want repeatable savings. The smarter play is to use the price gaps airlines allow, even if they don't advertise them. Mixed cabin tickets are a great example. Fly economy on a short hop and business on the long haul, and you get most of the comfort for much less. Open jaw trips are another. Fly into one city and out of another, which can be cheaper and can save backtracking. Even stopovers can be a legitimate value move. Some fares allow a long connection or a stopover at low cost, turning a connection city into part of the trip, as long as you follow the fare rules and visa requirements. Staying on the safe side also means reading the fare terms before you buy. Change rules, refund rules, whether you'll get a travel credit, and what happens if you miss a segment. If your airline makes a major schedule change, that can sometimes open options to adjust flights without extra cost, but what's allowed depends on the airline and the ticket type, so read the messages they send and act early. For complex trips, booking directly with the airline can make changes easier than booking through a third party, and it can make it clearer what you're actually buying. Airlines price business class to capture people who value time and certainty. Your advantage is flexibility. Combine flexible timing, one-stop routing, positioning,
upgrade eligibility, smart searching, legitimate promotions, and clean airport habits, and you'll keep finding business class prices that look impossible to everyone who only knows the headline fare.